There is a revolution happening right now on the internet that nobody is talking about. There are micro influencers, people who have 0 to 5,000 followers on LinkedIn that are making millions of dollars. And in this video, I'm going to disclose to you the exact formula that they're following that's making them all this money and how you can use it to your advantage too. So without any further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing I want you to see is somebody who's actually doing this. So come take a look at my screen right now. So over here we have Matthew Farquhar. If you look at his profile, he says, I help students land 100K jobs in high finance, right? So his offer is really clear. He helps students who are probably in university in their last couple of years land that first corporate role. And he helps them land those high paying jobs, right? The ones that pay 6 figures and beyond. So this is a great offer. Now, I know Matthew personally, and I know that he sells his offer at around $5,000. And the fact that he's selling it at $5,000 means that if he makes one sale a week, he's doing about 20K a month. And the last time I spoke to Matthew, he was telling me that he was doing $25,000 a month. And I know he's only grown from there. So as you can see over here, Matthew's not an influencer with millions of followers. Now, he does have about 10,893 followers, which is a bit more than 5,000, but still not a ton, and he's making 25 grand a month. Now, to show you proof here that he's making $25,000 a month, come look at my LinkedIn profile. So if you don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Fara. I'm a LinkedIn coach who helps other coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs grow their business to a 6-figure level just using LinkedIn organically. Now, if you scroll down over here, you'll see that I did an interview with Matthew. Now, we had this interview a couple months ago, and the last time I chatted with Matthew in this interview, he was making $25,000 a month. Now, to make that as a 21-year-old university student, which is what he is right now, is spectacular. But he's not the only one. There's lots of people making 6 figures on LinkedIn. Okay, so come take a look at my screen again. So over here we have Amy Hendrickson. Now, Amy Hendrickson is a book writing coach. And as you can see here, she says, helping experts complete their book manuscripts. Now, that right there is a fantastic offer. She's literally helping people who want to write their books and don't know how complete it in record time. Fantastic offer. And now I know for a fact that Amy sells her services at around $5,000 as well. And she's doing about 10 to 15K a month with her business. And look, she only has barely over 1,000 followers. Barely over 1,000 followers as of right now. And she's making over 10 grand a month. These are fantastic results. And if you come look at my profile, I also did an interview with Amy. So if you scroll down here, you'll see this was my interview with Amy, how Amy is making 10K per month. And I spoke to her, just about a month ago. And she said, she was making 10K per month and she's only grown from there. And the truth is, there are lots of coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs making 6 figures on LinkedIn, just like Amy, just like Matthew. And the formula they are following is very simple. The first part of the equation is their offer. They have a high ticket offer, meaning they're selling their services at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. This immediately makes things very easy for them because they don't need to sell hundreds of their packages every single week. Instead, if they just sell 1 or 2, they're in business. For example, if Amy is selling her book coaching offer at $5,000, if she just makes 1 or 2 sales in a month, that's 5 to 10 grand in a month. If she makes 1 or 2 sales in a week, that's 5 to 10 grand in a single week. So the most important part is you have a high ticket offer. This is what all these micro influencers are doing on LinkedIn right now that's making them 6 figures. Now, the second part is you need to find an audience of buyers. So going back to Matthew Farquhar's case, right? Matthew, being a career coach who helps students land high finance jobs, his audience of buyers are university students looking for high finance jobs, right? Which is very easy to find on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is filled with students, right? So where he goes and looks are LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn communities where these students are spending their time, where they're looking for jobs, and he can go and market himself there. So the most important part after the offer is figuring out where your audience of buyers are. And again, Matthew checked that box off so easily, which is why his offer was able to sell also so easily. Now, the third part of the equation, after you've created a high ticket offer, you know where your buyers are on LinkedIn. The third part of this equation is creating content to nurture this audience. Remember, If you are a micro influencer, anywhere between 0 to 5,000 followers, you need to create content to build trust between you and your audience. They need to look at you as someone who has achieved what they want to achieve. They need to look at you as someone who can get them to where they want to go. And the only way you could do that is by publishing content on LinkedIn, but you want your content to be about your stories, your background, your experience. You don't want to just give random advice, right? People are tired of hearing random advice, especially on LinkedIn. What they want to know is, how did you do it? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? If you go and look at my content on LinkedIn, you'll see it's all stories and examples. It's just things I've experienced. I'm not saying here's 5 ways to go out and get clients from LinkedIn. I'm saying this is what worked for me. This is what worked for my clients. This is what we're doing right now to get more buyers. Again, I'm not telling you go do this. I'm just saying this is what's working for us. And again, this builds more trust and authority. So come look at my screen here with Matthew. So look at this post over here. So Matthew made a post just 2 days ago. And the first line says, I used to suck at behaviorals. I'd take too long, use the wrong vocabulary, and focus on the wrong things. I say that now, but back then I didn't know better. I thought my answers were perfect. Behaviorals seemed so simple. But when I got all the technicals right in my first investment banking interview and still didn't get the offer, I knew I was doing something wrong. Besides not wearing a tie and showing up in a black Air Force One, it took me a while to figure that out. But once I did, 4 months later, I landed my US investment banking offer. In this video, I tell you what those mistakes were, why they matter, and why they must be fixed for you to land that offer. Think about it. This is a fantastic post that he just created. He's not saying this is how you land an investment banking job in the US. He's saying this is what worked for me, and even says this is what didn't work for me and how I fixed it. Again, if I'm a viewer, if I'm a student who could be his potential buyer, I'm loving this content because I know I can trust his word, because I'm learning from his experiences. Not only is he telling me what he did to get the result, he's even telling me what didn't work in his journey, which is saving me more time and energy, which again builds more trust between me and Matthew and makes me look up to him more, which leads to the buying process, right? So this is the kind of content you got to create, just like Matthew over here. Now, once you've done these 3 things, remember the high ticket offer, knowing where your audience of buyers are on LinkedIn, creating content to nurture them, build trust and authority. The last part is you gotta convert them into buyers, right? If you don't do this, the problem is you'll probably just become an influencer on LinkedIn who doesn't make any money, right? The first 3 is about building the audience. The last part of this equation is getting these buyers on the phone, purchasing your services. And that's what you need to do on a daily basis. And just remember this golden rule for the rest of your life. Your income is directly correlated to the number of sales calls you schedule. The more calls you schedule, the more money you're going to make. So just remember, all this activity that we're doing on LinkedIn is ultimately to book qualified sales calls. The more calls you book, the more money you make. And in order to book sales calls, you need to make offers, right? The more offers you make for calls, the more calls you're going to take. So you need to have a system in place to book calls. And I'll even show you exactly what I'm doing right now. I book multiple calls with buyers who are ready to go and purchase my services just on autopilot. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So come over here again and look at my profile. So what I do, again, just like Matthew, is I publish content talking about my experience, my background, all of that kind of stuff. Now, with all of the traffic I'm getting from my content on LinkedIn, I only have one goal. I want to take all of the viewers who are looking at my content, showing interest, and drive them to my LinkedIn profile. Once they get to my LinkedIn profile, the buying process immediately begins. When you come to my LinkedIn profile, come take a look at this. First thing you're going to see, learn how to land 5 new clients this month from LinkedIn without wasting any time, right? Watch the free LinkedIn training video. Click on the link below. So I'm literally giving them a free training video saying, hey, this is how you can get your buyers from LinkedIn. I'm just driving everyone to more value. I'm not talking about my services. I'm not making offers. I'm not saying, come buy this right now. I'm leaving that for just a little bit. I'm saying, here's some more value for you. So what they do, they click on this link here to watch the video. They gave me their name and email, and then they get to watch this amazing training video. And again, this training video is not a sales pitch. It's literally me giving value to them. I'm teaching them how to get their next 5 buyers from LinkedIn in the quickest, most efficient way possible. Then at the end of the video, after I've given them so much value, given them a full game plan on how to get their buyers from LinkedIn, I simply say, hey, if you like what you learn in this video and you want to speak to me one-on-one so I can show you how to implement this same strategy I just showed you in this video for your business, click on this link to book a one-on-one. Then this button over here pops up. it says schedule my call now. They click on this link here, they find a time, they click on that, they answer some questions, and then bam, a qualified sales call is now in the calendar. And that's the entire name of the game, right? It's these 4 crucial steps. Number 1, having a high ticket offer that you can sell and you know that's going to sell. Number 2 is actually having an audience of buyers who would be interested in buying this offer. Number 3 is creating content so that you can nurture this audience, build trust with them, build authority with them so that they want to work with you. And number 4, booking calls and converting these people into paying clients. And then it just becomes a cycle of just doing these activities on a regular basis. Because look, if I book 4 calls just doing this exact method and I close at a 25% rate, which is below average, that means 1 out of every 4 calls turns into a paying client. And if I sell my services at $5,000, well, then all of a sudden, 1 out of every 4 calls turns into $5,000. And imagine I'm doing that every single week. I'm making $20,000 a month. So that's really the formula. That's how these micro influencers are making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. They're literally following this exact formula. So I'm telling you to do the same. You can build a successful business on LinkedIn if you do the right activities. Now, obviously, because I had to keep this video relatively short, I couldn't go into all the details of, what kind of content do you create, where can you find your buyers on LinkedIn, all of those logistics. But don't worry, that's why I have this YouTube channel here. Just like this video, subscribe to this channel. I will give you this value. I will support you. I will show you how to do all of this. Or if you just want to speed up this process and book a one-on-one call with me where I can show you how to set this all up for your business, click on the link below. I put a link to my calendar in the description below. You can click on that link, answer the questions, and if it's the right fit for us to work together, I'll tell you about my program and all that. If not, I'll still give you the game plan of exactly what you need to do to get your next 5 buyers from LinkedIn. You can just take that strategy and go run with it. So thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.